And of course, this attack is raising questions about security around the speaker's home. So let's bring in Fred Simon. Fred is a retired FBI agent who is in charge of security for California members of Congress. Fred, you certainly are an expert here. Thank you so much for your time. The big question, we know Nancy Pelosi was in Washington. That means she was in Washington with her security team. But then that also means there's no security left at her home. And again, she's the U.S. Speaker of the House.
Yes, it seems strange to me, perhaps to many of us, that someone who's in the public eye would not have better security at their home. I know that if it was me and my family, if I was out of town, if I was a speaker, I would like to have some kind of security. Of course, as we know, the Speaker of the House has 24-hour security provided by the Capitol Police, but not on the home. And I would feel as though after an incident such as this, they may consider having upgraded security going forward.
Okay, yeah, Fred, that was actually going to be my next question to you. So, let's not speculate, obviously, on this man's motives, the man who is in custody, because, again, as Dan just told us, police have not released any information so far on that. But based on your experience, does this seem to be targeted versus a random attack? And what could that mean for security around Pelosi moving forward?
Sure. I mean, I guess that it wouldn't be too tough to guess now that it was targeted, since he entered the House and was asking, as reported, was asking for her, where is she, etc., where is Nancy, etc. There kind of removes. This morning when I first heard about it, like everyone else, I was wondering, could it be just a random break-in? But if he was asking for her by name, and there's also been some reporting about him planning to tie up Mr. Pelosi until she returns, etc. Don't know if there's any truth to that, but at least by calling out her name, displays obviously that it was not something random, that it was planned. The fact that he brought with him something to get into the house, probably the hammer that broke that window or that door to get in there, would describe that it was something that was pre-planned. And going forward, is that what you're going to ask about? Going forward, how the handle security? Yeah, excuse me. So going forward, I'm sure that after such an event, the family will opt to have some kind of a rise in security. Listen, I recommend that, violent crime is up in the United States. I recommend to pretty much everyone, even in very nice neighborhoods. I'm not that far from Beverly Hills at this moment, and crime is up there as well. Break-ins and entrance and so forth. Even if it's not breaking and entering, even if it's not, even if it's random. And we all live in a world today where, lighting is not that expensive. Cameras are not expensive, alarm systems, etc. There's really no reason why we shouldn't have those things. And if you are someone who's in the political spectrum, or if you're someone who's in the celebrity world, etc., you really need to beef up security these days. And I'm sure that going forward, the Pelosi family will do the same. Perhaps the things that I mentioned, and maybe even bringing in some kind of protection in terms of bodyguards, executive protection, as known in the industry.
Well, Fred, last question for you. And again, since you were in charge of security for California members of Congress, we know the FBI, we know Capitol Police, all investigating. But what happens next in this investigation?
Okay. Just to clarify, I wasn't really in charge of security for the Congress members. I was the congressional liaison for the FBI's Los Angeles field office. But what I would say next is that the Capitol Police, as well as the local police departments, and by the way, commendation to the heroes of that incident. If those police officers were not there, perhaps Mr. Pelosi may not have survived. So they are true heroes here, and I'm also very glad that the chief of police noted them on public television. But going forward, they're going to need to institute whatever types of security means that they deem appropriate. This will be something that will be decided between the local police departments as well as the Capitol Police, and to whatever extent they wish the FBI to participate.
All right, Fred, thank you so much for your... Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.